Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, my back is killing me. My lower back. It is just bad today. And it's exemplified by the fact that I try to line up my chair and my back so that everything points at the camera when I'm doing this. So I'm like lined up. But this morning, getting my chair facing straight at the camera means my body is like weird angle. So something happened last night while I was trying to sleep, and my spine. Thumbs up. Plus, of course, it's still pollen city, and even though my lungs aren't even halfway as congested as they used to be, I still have the head of my bed up. But it's a drawer underneath the head, so the mattress sort of doesn't go at a nice even slant, and so there's a bend there, and I also have the feet kind of raised, so yay. But I'm alive, and that's good. And I've been having a lot of sinus issues this morning. Joy, hopefully it's my housemates didn't bring a cold home. They've been having massive allergy issues. They were out, I can't remember if I mentioned, they'd gone out the other day, and they were near in a park where they were doing, cutting the grass every single day. So there was all this grass enzymes and pollen and stuff flying everywhere. And there's cottonwood, and it's like mega pollen in this area right now. So they're damn near incapacitated, and hopefully, as stated, it's just allergies, not an illness, because they've already brought an illness home that I should have been hospitalized for. Yay. And hopefully, I suspect it was the Delta variant, but hopefully not, because really, I should have been hospitalized. Yay. But, so I'm sinusy, not doing well, but I slept, and that's good. I didn't have any real cramping issues. I have a fan in my window blowing in air from outside. I have a fan at the foot of my bed blowing air up my legs and at my body. And I have a fan to the side of me blowing air sideways over my legs. And from mid-thigh down, my legs are uncovered, except I have a pillow for my back. I have a pillow for between, it's a pillow that if I lie on my left side, I can clutch. It's a clutch pillow so that my arms just go like that. And I have a pillow for between my knees because I need the alignment, and skin-to-skin contact is not good, so. And I have a back pillow, so I got a lot of pillows, and that means whichever side I lie on, one of my legs is covered by a pillow and the other leg. So I got to try and move my legs so that that one leg can get air. I didn't have any real cramping issues. When I actually did fall asleep, it took a while, my mind was racing. But after I did fall asleep, I slept. I woke up early, of course. I always do. I'm lucky if I sleep 6 hours. It's a combination of just pain and all sorts of other things. So I just never sleep long or well. So, but when I did sleep, I slept, and that's good. So thumbs up for that. I'm really painful. The existence is this morning, and sinus-wise, not fun. But past that, I actually feel pretty good. And that's definitely a good thing. Yesterday, I didn't do a whole lot of creative stuff, and that's okay. As I've mentioned, I think I mentioned this yesterday, how when I take my ADHD meds, it's still hard to think. It's hard to concentrate. It's hard to focus. It's hard to remember. I have to work at this stuff. So it's difficult. I have to push through to be able to do these things. But that's great. It's difficult to do these things now. For the past 58 and a half years, it was impossible. So even though it's like chopping through a bamboo forest with a machete, before I started taking the meds, I was stuck outside the forest for 58 years and never moved because the bamboo forest was too bloody thick. Now I can cut through it. Takes time. It's work, but I'm doing it. And that's 1000% right there. Thumbs up. But, so yesterday I did as much thinking as I could, but now that I'm doing a lot more videos, because I've got the 2 videos that I normally do for this channel, and I know gaming stuff, as my channels have proved to me and all that, there's no great demand for me, but I'm still doing things and making a lot of videos. Not because there's a demand for me, but because it's my mental health providing me with routine. But there's another word for it, but I can't remember it. There's routine and something, but it's routine and another word that means something like routine. Routine and habit. It provides form and structure to, I am disabled, so I don't work. So I need to do something with my life, or human beings, we don't do well without that. I mean, there is no purpose in life, there is no meaning, there is no function beyond simply existing. But as human beings, we often need more than that. And so, yeah, it is up to you to choose your purpose in life. And as long as you're not hurting other people, and you always get informed consent from other people before you do anything, then that's fine. It's only when you're, doing really bad things and hurting people against their will. But function and meaning is what you put into it. And I am a human being, so I need that meaning and form and structure. And without the form and structure of routine and habit, I got nothing. So for my mental health, as I started up my channel some 6 years ago, I was, after the death of my wife, I had almost given up, and I was trying to fade away. I was trying to leave this world. And when I realized that, it terrified me. And the only thing I knew how to do, because my entire support structure had collapsed and I had nothing, I was alone. The only thing I knew how to do to get out of my head was because, hey, my kids had been watching YouTube videos in forever, so let's make up a YouTube channel. And I'd already played around with it a few years ago. I did 14 or 20 some odd episodes of a Let's Play for Arena, the early Elder Scrolls game. And so I satisfied my curiosity and then quit for years until I needed some way to get out of my head, something to grab onto, something to save my life, and it's this channel. So I'm doing all these things to provide form and structure in my life. The fact that other people like to watch or like to listen or like to come along with me periodically, that is a thumbs up, and thank you so very much. It is appreciated that you would come along on this journey of exploration. And I know, looking at my analytics, my average view length on a video is small. Just YouTube in general, if you can get 3 minutes of people watching, you're doing good. Even people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, they've talked about how, looking at their analytics, after 3 minutes, 90% of the views vanish. Your average view length. That's why so many people, when they do their videos, they do the patreon.com stuff. They say, I can do this. They talk about their sponsors, because after 3 minutes, 90% of their viewers are gone. So they gotta pack it into the first 3 minutes fast to get as many people watching this stuff as they can. I put mine toward the end, so I don't even know if many people out there know I have a Patreon or anything. So, for those of you that are patreon.com patrons, for those of you that do help me out, thumbs up and thank you so much. I'm almost at the point, though, I haven't talked about anything on my list that I've wanted to, because I keep remembering things. In 2 months, my rent goes up. My housemates are unemployed. They're trying to figure out some ways to help pick up the burden. I make about $14,000 a year on disability. So far, my rent has been about $12,000 and change. So that leaves me $1,000 to live on in a year. I have about $200 to last a month on after I pay my rent and everything. Food and clothing and cat food, everything comes out of that. Rent is going up by $100 in 2 months. I'm gonna have $100 a month to live on. And that's it, because of the rent situation. I am soon not even going to be able to live in a house. I don't know what I'm gonna do soon. I'm not going to be able to, you've seen my clothing. It's all the same clothing because I can't afford to buy anything. And that's now. And soon my money that I have is going to be cut in half that I have to buy anything. I don't know what to do. So that's another reason I'm at least trying to do things. I haven't gotten paid by YouTube since I was fired by my multi-channel network. So I need to go in and make sure my AdSense stuff says please pay me and all that. Money's going somewhere, it's just not coming in my direction. And what few Patreons I have, patreon.com patrons, and the amount of money that I make, that barely gets me through. I don't even have enough cannabis to last the rest of the month. And if I don't have cannabis, I can't move because of my pain issues. So it's going to get worse. And of course, the way the economy is and the way YouTube is, so life is fun. But yesterday, I tried to do as much as I could to be creative. I tried to do other things. I did have a period where I fell asleep for a short time, but life is life. Past that, one thing I have been doing, I watch a lot of reaction channels now, both movie reactions and music reactions. And one of the reasons I like to watch the music reaction stuff is it's nice to see younger people. And I talk about, some of these people are in their 40s and some of them are in their 20s. And there's the people in their 40s that are hearing the stuff that I grew up on that they're hearing for the first time. And it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're in your 40s, your 30s, your 20s, your teens. I just like to hear and see people appreciating good music. The fact that it's from my youth or when I was, younger, because a lot of people are reacting to 80s stuff. I don't care that it was from my youth. What I care about is the fact that it was good music. I like a lot of 50s and 60s music, but a lot of that is I just like it because that's when I grew up, and it's not necessarily good music, but that's the nostalgic type that I listen to only when, periodically, not a lot, just every once in a while. But that's not because it's good, that's just because it reminds me of when I was younger. In the 70s and the 80s and the 90s to 2000, all the way up to now, there's always been good stuff. And these are people that are listening to and reacting to the cream of the crop 80s and 90s and 70s stuff. And I don't care if it was from my youth or when I didn't care about things and so stuff was happening while I wasn't looking. Just seeing people appreciating good music, rediscovering stuff that was good so that it doesn't just fade away is good. Because a lot of the stuff, especially back in the 80s and such, that was back when things were more experimental. You could be experimental. You could actually try and build an audience. If you came out with an album and it sold but didn't sell great, it made money but it wasn't platinum, you probably had a contract to make another album. If that one made more money but, didn't take off, you might get another contract because while you're not burning up the charts, you're making money. Nowadays, because things are so automated, lowest common denominator, everyone wants that money, there's no experimental stuff. And if your first album isn't guaranteed to be platinum, likely your contract is just going to be dropped and you've got to go off and find maybe an indie label. If you can't be guaranteed to come out with something, then you're gone. The old studio albums, people would just be practicing on their stuff and doing things, and then they could put those on their albums. A lot of albums were just a few really good songs and then filler, and now it's, if you don't platinumize it, you don't even get that. There's always been corruption, there's always been stuff. If you ever look back through history, when I was younger, there were all these payola scandals, pay to play. Whoever had the most money to throw at the radio stations, they got their stuff played and it became more popular. Now you can't even really do that because there are no real radio stations anymore. It's just product. Again, we used to have a radio station in town where people would do things. Now they shut down at night because it's all automated. It's not just the one station, it is a handful of stations, and there's just one person to go through and just make sure that all the things are playing at the right time and the files are queued up. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I am not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward, thumbs up each one I do, answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I can't American Sign Language and I slur around my dentures, I do my best. I have fibrofog. It's always hard to push to think. Thumbs up for that. Let me call it my crew, and we have Cody Durham, thumbs up and thank you. Jay Copper, thumbs up. Melanook, I like that name, greatly appreciated. Christy NG, or I don't know how that would be pronounced. I'm not even going to try. Thank you. Mr. Geekman, thumbs up. And Jeremy Brock, greatly appreciated. Random Person, thumbs up and thank you. Schema or Shema Legends, thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Victoria Turner, greatly appreciated. Blackman JPEG, thumbs up and thank you. Sir NG, thumbs up. Cypher, how about that? Thumbs up. Yashvir Singh, I'm nowhere close, but thank you. A Bizarre YouTuber, thumbs up and thank you. Johnny K, greatly appreciated. Another Bigfoot with internet access, greatly appreciated. And that is it. 16 people in the last 24 hours left me comments. Thank you so much. Get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. It is appreciated. And of course, if you made it this far, again, thank you so much. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com, and if you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. I am really hurting. If anyone could help, that would be awesome. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well with things like cat food on it. If you could take a look, again, that would really help, and thank you. But do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them on the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you for watching this far in the video if you have. And of course, if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation you get for my existence. Definite thumbs up, and if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thank you so very, very much. Well, good golly, Miss Molly. I'm going to try and do my best today. I've got videos that I got to edit and such like that. I have things that I want to do creatively. I got phone calls I need to make because I got to check on my own health. I do not want to perish any sooner than I have to. So, with the Delta and the Gamma variants out there raging and burning, 99% of all the victims in the U.S. unvaxxed, burning around the world, please wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands, try not to touch your face. Oy vey, we gotta get through this somehow. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is, well, quite frankly, a good thing in my book.